Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another video. It's your fellow Skeptic, and I'm gonna react to one of my favorite comedians of all time, Trevor Noah. I think the last video that I reacted to was how not to act in an Indian restaurant by Trevor Noah, and I got shit. It was a really good video. It got a good amount of views, and I got a lot of shit in the comment section below for talking a lot in between the videos. You gotta understand that it's a bird defect, okay? It's not something I have control over. I talk a lot. All right. And this one that we are reacting to is Trump dropping bombs for peace. Okay, all right. If I remember correctly, what he's mentioning is his Trump bombing Iran with the B-2 bombers, two of them, and destroying the nuclear enrichment facilities in 3 different areas. So I think I already mentioned my take on how on this in another video that I mentioned about Israel and Palestine. So my basic take on this is that I don't think it's such a bad idea to prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon, but I don't really understand if that is the case now. Like they've been mentioning, Netanyahu has been claiming that Iran has actually been closer to a nuclear weapon for a really long time. So I'm not exactly sure if that is the case. But I don't think Iran should have a nuclear weapon for the reasons that because Iran is a state sponsor for terror. Hezbollah and Hamas are terrorist organizations, irrespective of it's an internationally recognized terrorist organizations, and it is for sure that there is state sponsoring of these terrorist organizations, and a country with like ideologies like that having access to weapons of mass destruction is generally not a good idea. The chances of United States or like some other European country using a nuclear weapon, even though they have it, are significantly lesser than the chances of Yemen or Iran using a nuclear weapon. So the governance is very important. Because of that, I don't completely agree with Trump, and I don't agree with like Israel and what is being done. But this specific decision to like dropping bombs, I don't know, man. I don't know the facts about it. I'll probably have to look into it to make a correct claim. But yeah, I understand the title could be a little bit hypocritical. Trump said that power through peace, or strength, peace through strength. Dropping bombs and tweeting out that okay, it's time for peace now. I just dropped a couple of bombs. All right, let's see what he's got to talk, what he's got to say about it. It's two different things, Trevor Noah and Trump, two people that I look at a lot. Here we go.
Good week. It's been a crazy week. Oh my goodness. Like I thought the week was just going to be about comedy in London. And then Israel and Iran happened. And then we're on like the brink of like World War III.
Yes.
Like you here are now Friday crowd having fun. Monday, Tuesday crowd.
World War III will only happen if Russia gets into the picture. As long as Russia is not in the picture, I don't think it is going to happen.
Yeah. You try tell jokes when there's missiles outside. Like everyone was here, like. Because that would be a weird way, like, to be, you know what I mean? Like at the beginning of World War III. Like, people are like, where were you? When you're like, well, did you see what happened? No, I didn't. Where were you? Trevor was telling us about Brixton. It was such an insane story as well. Like now I feel like the world we live in, I sometimes think about like parallel universes and timelines, and I'm not sure if I believe it, but when I do think about it, I go like, I think we somehow slipped into the ludicrous timeline. Like we were all in a very normal timeline, us as people, and then something happened around like COVID, and then we went into the crazy timeline, and then the other version of us are now like, wow, things have become very boring and normal. Because like, this is not normal, Like the week
I think the next Peace Prize winner, Donald Trump, set everything right. He might have been
like 2 weeks technically. Right, starts off, Iran was negotiating a nuclear deal with America. Negotiating a deal. They're making progress. They're getting close. They're getting super close. And then Israel was like, no.
Actually, I think Iran was the one who backed out. Factually, I believe. If I'm wrong, just call me out in the comment section below. But I think it was Iran that backed out.
No deal. And then Israel started launching missiles at Iran, right? And then it's hard to make a deal when it's like missiles hitting you, you know what I mean? It's like it's like when you're like trying to break up with someone at a restaurant and then the waiter keeps coming. Is everything great? Just wait. Let me just handle. So what I'm saying is, how's everything going? Yeah. Look, hey, we'll call you. We'll call you, please.
That is true.
So Iran was like, all right, I can't handle. And so then Iran was like, missiles back at Israel, missiles. And then Israel was like, missiles. And then Iran was like, missiles. And it was going back and forth. Israel was definitely winning it because like Iran has missiles, but not like Israel's type of missiles. You know
Yes,
what I mean? Like,
very
Iran
true.
doesn't have
Very
much
true.
money and stuff. So their missiles are like those cheap fireworks your friends. You know when your parents would like, they'd feel bad. You'd be like, what are we doing for Guy Fawkes Day?
Also, that Israel kind of destroyed more than half of Iran's missile collection, and Israel's air defense is like significantly better. Iran just has got missiles. Israel has got very powerful fighter jets and all. So
And then your parents would be
it's
like,
not even
do you want
comparable.
these ones? You're like, do you like them? They're like, no, just throw them on the ground. I was like, pat. Do you feel like the other kids? No, I don't at all. So Iran has those ones, and then they're launching back and forth. And the whole world was like, man, this again, Middle East conflict, Middle East. And then at the peak of it, everyone was like, man, how could this get worse? Donald Trump was like, hello.
Yes. Okay, it might sound like I'm siding with. I don't want to pause the video a lot. From the video so far, right? That I now understand that I might be like siding with Israel in this case, but no, that is not the case. Netanyahu might actually be keeping the war alive just to get out of a corruption trial that is going on in Israel, and there has been a lot of like accusation for that, and there is some good evidence to back that up as well. So this might be just a dirty game he's playing, and it is also claimed that Mossad and Israel has like access to the Epstein's files. Now, it just came out recently. I was there and there was nobody in it, and the footage that was outside of Epstein's cell was actually modified by Adobe Premiere Pro. So yeah, there's some cover up going on, that's for sure, 100%. But if Israel has access to those, they can use it to blackmail people like Donald Trump. I don't know, like these are just allegations, these are just conspiracies. I don't know what is true or not. I don't think Israel is like a, you know, the peace guy. Definitely not. Yeah, so I'm taking a moderate stance here. Okay.
And Donald Trump came in and he was like, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna totally de-escalate this situation. I'm gonna de-escalate this situation. And we were like, my man, you've never de-escalated a thing in your life. In your life. From your hair to your politics,
actually,
nothing is a
as an Indian,
de-escalation. Nothing.
I don't think Trump deserves credit for it, but he did threaten Pakistan to stop the economic trade. So not gonna give him complete
Trump came in
credit,
like,
but he did
like
something,
how Iran
I guess.
and Israel are launching bombs at each other all the time. So many bombs, we can't have this. It's not right. Too many bombs. We gotta stop it. No more bombs. We gotta stop it. We gotta fix it. And they're like, all right, how are you gonna fix it? He's like, by dropping bombs. I'm gonna drop bombs. And no one expected it. Like the whole world was like, okay, Trump is gonna mediate, or he's gonna, because he said to them, hey guys, let's sort this out, peace deal. We're gonna do a peace deal. And then he dropped bombs on Iran. And everyone in the world was like, what the hell? And a lot of people in my life were like, oh man, I can't believe that Trump did this. I can't believe. And they were so stressed. And I was like, yes, but look on the bright side. And they were like, what bright side? I was like, on the bright side, Trump also can't believe that he did this. Like that's the one glimmer of hope that I get from Donald Trump, is that like he also doesn't know what he's doing. He's in it with us, which is a nice change. Oftentimes we're at the mercy of those in power, but he's in the mercy with us. Like we're all locked in a prison cell, but he's holding the key and he's like, we're all trapped, we're all trapped. What are we gonna do? We're like, use the key. What? What are you talking about? And the reason I say this is because Trump came out and he hosted a press conference about it. It was so wild. He hosted a press conference about dropping the bombs. And he was shocked in the press conference. He came out and he's like, earlier today, the United States military, that's us.
What? Did that happen?
Launched missiles bunker busters launched missiles on
Bunker
Iran,
busters, yeah.
on all their nuclear facilities. And boy, you don't understand. You've never seen bombs like that before. They came down and they
Honestly,
dropped them those bombs. Well, I couldn't believe what those bombs were doing. I couldn't believe it. And I called. I'm the one who called. I said, drop the bomb. I didn't know I was going to call. I said 2 weeks. I told everybody 2 weeks. It was going to be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I was on the plane. Then I said, I'm calling. Drop the bombs. And the bombs were dropped. I never seen bombs like that. I said, whoa, we're never dropping bombs like that again. I never seen bombs like that. Those bombs were dropped, and now it's over. We're all good. And so now, because America had dropped bombs on them, then Iran had to respond, but then Iran didn't want to get into a fight. No one wants to get into a fight with America, you know what I mean?
Yes,
and so,
of course.
Iran was like, we are going to retaliate against you. And then they launched missiles at an American base in Qatar, but then they phoned America first.
Yeah.
They did. They were like, all right, we are launching bombs against you in like 45 minutes, an hour maybe. You tell us how long you need. Then
Very
we'll
true.
launch-
That is
we'll launch the
exactly what
bombs.
happened. Yeah.
And then the Americans cleared out their base and everything important, and then the bombs fell. And then Trump, very, like, in an interesting way, he responded to Iran. Then he wrote on his, like, thing online, on his profile, he was like, thank you to Iran for giving us notice about the
Really?
bombs. Now it's over. It's all over. There will be peace.
Oh, yeah.
And then he said, Iran, Israel, peace. And they were like, all right, peace. All good. Then Trump went to sleep.
Yeah.
And in the 4 hours that he was sleeping, Israel,
Right.
like out of nowhere, they came and they were like, Iran launched more missiles. And then everyone was like, wait, what missiles? And Israel was like, you launched missiles. And everyone was like, no, And then Israel was like, too late.
No, I think they didn't they? Or am I missing the... I thought Iran did launch missiles, but
We're coming for you with more bombs. And then the world was like,
Okay,
what? And then Trump woke up. And this was the moment when I can safely say I have felt more connected to Donald Trump than I've ever in my entire life. Because that man is not a normal human being. Very seldom have I looked at Trump and thought, yeah, I can relate to this. But he came out after Israel was about to launch a full-scale bombing attack on Iran. And he came out, he heard about this. Man didn't even put on a tie. Came out of the White House half-dressed, ran straight into reporters, and he went into it. He was like, I heard about what Iran is doing and what Israel is doing. And let me tell you, I'm angry at Iran, but I'm more angry at Israel. They said peace, and I said we're going to do peace, and they're launching, and I'm sick of them. Israel, you better not do it. You don't do it, Israel. I said peace. You don't do it. He looked like a dad who had kids that were fighting in the backyard. And he was just going back and forth. He's just like, Israel, shut up, baby. Come on, shut up. Shut up. How many times do you have to tell your kids that you're not going to... I tell you once and I'll tell you again. And then he looked at the reporter and he did something I've never seen an American president do in my entire life.
I 100% completely agree. That is one of the few moments I actually got. I think Donald Trump is one of the most insane presidents, and not in a good way, in a really bad way. 14 felonies, right? If I remember correctly, yeah. And this was actually a good thing that he did.
One of them, he cursed live on TV into the camera. Looked at the camera and he was like, they were like, what do you think, Mr. He's like, I'll tell you what this is. You've got two countries that have been fighting so long, they don't know what the f they're doing.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yes.
You're like, oh, Dad is mad. Dad is mad.
Are you mad, Daddy?
And I don't know
Are
what
you
was
mad?
crazier, the fact that he cursed on live TV as an American president, or the fact that that somehow became bigger news than the actual bombs that were dropped. The bombs was like half a day of news. The biggest bombs ever dropped on a country randomly out of war was barely any news. And then Trump came out and he swore every news outlet, Guardian, BBC, Al Jazeera, CNN, you name, all of them, Trump curses, Trump swears, Trump says F word, F word. And I was like, damn, so the F bomb was more important than the bomb. everyone on TV, we've never seen this before. We've never seen an American president curse on national television. This has never, I don't even understand what we're seeing right now. Donald Trump, and I must warn sensitive viewers, yo, you showed footage of cities being leveled by bombs. You said it just casually. Let me show you some of the bombs that were dropped here. Let me show you some of the bombs. All right, now,
Yeah,
Trump said something.
that did
I must
happen,
warn you,
yes.
if you have children in the room, you might want to cover their ears. You might want to cover their ears because he said the F-bomb. Like, people cared more about the words than the... It was the wildest thing. Wildest thing. I can't believe it. They were doing it as if the people in Iran were just like, yeah, no. The bombs are one thing. But what he said... You can take bombs back, but words...
Yeah,
words
you
are
cannot
forever.
take that back. Yeah. Man, this is a crazy timeline to live in. Yeah. Oh boy. It is a crazy time lately. It is an insane timeline to live in, man. See, I have made it abundantly clear in several of my videos. Several of my videos that I hate Trump. I was one of the anti-Trump guys. I was more of a liberal leaning guy. But I do respect some of the conservative principles because I hate some of the extreme right, left wing woke. That's what you say, right? Thanks. But I think, especially in this administration, at least in the point of view of middle class people, Trump has done more damage to the middle class, similar to what is happening in India. I think the current ruling party in India has done significantly more damage to India than the previous one, the liberal side of the party. Right wing has done so much more damage, especially with the big beautiful bill with small amount of tax cuts and like completely taken off Medicaid. That is gonna give hell to normal people, and I think that is one of the reasons the people who are leaning towards communism, like Soren Mamdani, is actually, he will definitely win the New Year. It looks like he's gonna win the he's gonna be the next New York mayor. He was the primary and he's definitely winning against the other dude, because people want change, man. Even though some people are scared to see that scared to see his radical principles. He's not entirely radical, I believe, but he has got some radical perspectives and he's got some communist ideologies, and it's very evident in some of the policies that they have taken. But at this point, for New Yorkers, I believe something is, because most people cannot afford to live there and they are looking for change, and Soren Mandani might just be the guy. I'm not completely in favor of a lot of these policies because, knowing communism, I don't think communism works. And some of his policies are like very left leaning, which might actually not work in a society like America, like in a developed country like America, especially in a place like New York. But I think it's much better than the other guy, who's got like, I don't know, rape convictions from like, I don't know, 20 people or something. That is insane. Yeah, I think anybody is better than, we should give him a chance. He built it from nowhere, I believe. He did not have a lot of funding or supporters. He actually worked his way up through social media and all. He had a rap career. Okay, cool. But he's a very good orator. He's a good looking guy, and I've seen some of his speeches. He's nailed it. He just killed the other dude, man. There's one of his speeches where he said the name is Mamdani. Chills, little chills, goosebumps. Dropping bombs for peace. I do disagree with some of the things that Trevor said. For example, like, he mentioned that Trump did not give prior notice before bombing Iran. I think he did. And, when you're going to bomb some place, you don't like let them know, like, just before you're gonna. And 2 weeks is like a very common thing that Trump says in everything, pretty much everything he says. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And I don't actually expect him to follow through on this one, but he did. And there was some analysis done by this guy named Ben Shapiro. I know he's an extreme right-wing guy and he cannot be trusted on opinions on this specific topic because he's a Jew and he's said very radical things before. And Trump worked with Netanyahu for some time, and this operation was insane. That is like how they pulled it off, right? I think he was probably right on that. I don't think like any other military could have achieved something like this. It is like the movie Top Gun. Very, very good, really good attack. And there is still like confusion on whether intelligence reports were conflicting on whether there was good damage or not, decent damage or not on the corresponding sites. And I don't know if there was actually any need for this. Like, Netanyahu claims once in a while, every once in a while, that whether uranium was like closing enrichment for a really long time. And Israel has taken like several measures to actually attack Iran at several points of time when they had actually when they were closing in on enrichment of uranium and completing a nuclear warhead. Yeah. And right at the point of recording this video, one of the biggest things out there is the Epstein client list. And it is something that the conservatives ran on, like before winning the elections. They were criticizing Democrats for actually being in the Epstein list, the Diddy, all those things. And Elon Musk accusing Trump of being in the Epstein list, which is, I actually think that's a very likely possibility. When you get after really rich after a point, and Trump having several allegations with, this, the Trump Melania issue and the sex allegations. Yeah, he might actually be there on the list. So I'm not quite sure about it. And there's definitely a cover up going on, right? Why it is, it could also be the reason that, you find a lot of powerful people in the Epstein list, and you can blackmail them using this one, right? So yeah, maybe they are using it for a power advantage, but 100% sure there is a cover up. No question about it. For sure. Yeah, this is quite a heavy video actually. And whenever I make a video or react to a video like this, I can't help myself but talk about it, because I do review these kind of things on a daily basis, so I just catch up on the recent news and all, even though I don't think too much deeper. And the problem with me getting into something like this, the problem with me doing more of these kind of videos and not the stand-up ones, like political related content, is I'm definitely gonna face some backlash on the other side. And if I'm not on point with the research that I'm doing, I am gonna get thrown away in the comment section. And yeah, that's not a good thing to do, right? Because especially since there is so much misinformation going on, both the right wing and the left wing, so much anti-Semitism and Islamophobia, both sides of it. And especially the moderates, when you have moderate stance, people don't take you seriously, because I believe the moderate stance is the right stance, but unless you go extreme with your stance, people don't take you seriously. That's for sure. Yeah, I believe that's one of the reasons, several people on the extreme sides are actually getting on the top. Ultimately, I completely agree with what Trevor Noah said. It's a weird timeline to live in. It's a lot of stuff is going on, man. I am really glad that it didn't escalate further, the Israel-Iran thing. I hope Russia stop with the Ukraine. People don't talk about it. And there's like a lot of shit going on in India as well. There's a place called Manipur. It's been going on for ages. And powerful people can do a lot of shit, man, and cover it up really easily. There has to be some kind of mitigation body, some kind of a good dictator. I think that is what we need, who can govern the whole place. Isn't that what we call God? Yeah. Like, if actually Jesus came down, he wanted to be a dictator, but he did all the good things, I would actually be in favor of it. And if there was some guy like Kira, right? Because these powerful people can get away with everything. We need someone like Dexter. We need someone really powerful. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That'll be the first video, man. Yeah, if you do like Trevor Noah, go check out his video. I just reacted to his video, so this is a wonderful video. I laughed a lot. So go check out the actual video. If you do like that video, then why don't you hit the thumbs up button. If you do like my reactions, then come back and hit the thumbs up button over here. That would be really appreciated, and let YouTube algorithm know that you do like my content and getting my videos recommended often to you. And I'll see you guys next video. Good night. And